But this person I've known a shorter time. But you know how sometimes when you meet somebody and you know they are so on track, that they so have the passion in their belly to be able to fight through for themselves and to be there for other people who are embracing their own cancer survivorship also? Well, this person is just such a person. Donna Lynn Giekrich is just an amazing woman. Sort of like a ball of fire is how I think of her when I close my eyes and picture her. That's how I see her. She is the motivational speaker par excellence. She's a health life advocate. She is also an entrepreneur and the founder and co-owner of Heritage Benefits Group. She is a person that is not going to walk away from getting the message out there that there's a lot to strive for, and she is going to give you, as she begins us this evening, a call to wellness. Donna Lynn, where are you? Make sure that's very, very close to the mic, okay, sweetheart? Yes,
because I like to move around. I like to move around. Can you hear me okay? Yes? Good evening. It's a thrill to be here. I have my husband in the audience and some loving friends, and I thank you for showing up here for me tonight. It's lovely to embrace all of you. I'm looking forward to speaking with you, sharing and swapping some stories, learning about your stories, so we can take one another higher in this journey that we've found ourselves launched in. Cancer has picked us, but we can pick life. And so what I'd like to start this evening speaking about is one of my favorite quotes from Maya Angelou, who said, "The best part about life is not simply surviving it, but it's about thriving through it." And what I'd like to suggest tonight through some of the elements of my journey is that thriving through cancer is something that is very doable and very available for you and your loved ones as well. I was diagnosed with leiomyosarcoma January 1, Happy New Year, of 2007, after surviving an originally planned 10-hour kidney autotransplantation surgery at New York Presbyterian Cornell. My surgeons saved my life. I am so indebted to them, and I feel very strongly that it is my duty to honor their work each and every day. God worked through their miraculous hands to give me life, get me off the table in 7.5 hours with my original kidneys intact. They were supposed to auto-transplant my kidney from one side of my belly to be able to get to the cancerous tumor underneath and to transplant it on the other side. But they were able to just sever my renal valve, lift up my kidney so my tumor surgeon could go in, scrape my tumor off my IVC, that's your inferior vena cava, that brings your deoxygenated blood up to your heart before it pumps out to your lungs for oxygen. And they reattached my renal vein and kept my original kidney intact. And so when they surrounded my bedside after my 7.5 hour very successful surgery, they said to me, "Donna Lynn, how are you feeling?" And I looked at these world-class surgeons that had just saved my life, and I said, "Boys, yesterday was surgery. Today, I'm back in training." I said, "Get me out of this bed." I said, "I am going to do 3 laps around the nurse's station, and I'm doing it now." And they all kind of looked at me like, what did the cat drag in from the Jersey Shore? And so that has been the beginning of my journey, incorporating humor as a big piece, incorporating relationship building with the people that were caring for me, incorporating helping others through their cancer journey, through the gifts that I've been given while I was going through my cancer journey. You see, it's very helpful for me and empowering for me to know that I'm not alone. And because I have gifts that I've been developing for 20 years as a business owner in Red Bank, that it was my duty to continue to pay forward some of those gifts so that someone else's journey could be less fearful and more empowering. So I've been on this cancer survivorship journey for 1.5 years, and I'm finding that I have all of these opportunities to help people stay passionate and plugged in to what makes them happy. And that has nothing to do with cancer. So I like to equate cancer as a little bump in the road. None of us know when we're going to leave this life. That's one of life's great mysteries, along with when are we going to come into the world, when are we going to exit. And nobody is getting off the planet alive, and that's the bottom line. So what can we do today to enhance our journey? So again, using humor as the piece that was pretty consistent throughout my journey, is something that I'd like to share with you because everybody loves laughter. I mean, I'm a big believer that the closest distance between two people is forged through laughter. And so I would continue to develop relationships with my caretakers. My local oncologist told me, Donalyn, I'm going to make you bald. I'm running adriamycin through your veins. And I said, doctor, you may be making me bald, but you're not going to blow me up like a balloon with those steroids. I'll send you back to medical school, doctor, so that you can find other protocols before you blow me up like a balloon. Because bald is going to be a big deal for me, even though I have the American Cancer Society on my side to outfit me with red wigs, blonde wigs, and brown wigs so that nobody can find me at a business function, including my husband. I said, I can't blow up like a balloon. I'm short. I'm 5'4". I can't afford it. I still have body image issues over this 18-inch Mercedes-Benz symbol that I have across my torso, from stem to stern like a big rainbow, and then sliced down right the middle. And so he said, well, I'll work with you, Donalyn. We'll see what we can do, but you have to work with me. And I said, I just can't be compromised in that way. So by the time I got to my port surgeon, who said to me, Donalyn, that port is going to go right here in your chest, and it's not a big deal. We're going to get you in and out of here, and a few hours, you'll be fine. You'll be back to business and back to life as usual. I said, time out, doc. I said, where is that port going? And he said, it's going in your chest. I said, well, you know, I've been in business for 20 years, and I've learned one thing, doctor, that everything in life is negotiable. I said, so I'm a reasonable businesswoman. I'm a reasonable patient. I said, I need you to work with me on this because it's bathing suit season, doctor. And I said, I've got some big ideas for bathing suits and strappy dresses. It's summertime. So let's talk about that port maybe going in my butt or my bicep. And he looked at me and he said, holy smokes, what did the cat drag in? And I said to him, are you telling me that this doesn't work for you? Is it not possible? Well, I won't take my jacket off to show you that I indeed had my port installed in my arm. And I proceeded to go to the chemotherapy spa. I called it the day spa while I was going through chemotherapy for 6 months. And I was the belle of the ball because everybody wanted to know, how did you do that? How did that happen for you? And I said, I simply asked. But I made it my mission to develop relationships with my caretakers so that anything was possible. And so progress every day was something that I adhered to for 1.5 years. And to this day, my doctors love it when I come and visit them because I bring them lots of spice and joy and fun and gratitude and appreciation for what they did to keep me back on my feet. Because very frankly, the biggest piece of life that I'm passionate about, besides loving my friends and family and plying my trade, is that I love to be physically active. I am a triathlete. I ran my first marathon at 40 to celebrate my 40th birthday. And I am very disciplined when it comes to being in the pool, being on the tri-bike, and being on the road, trying to run and swim and bike as a weekend warrior. And I have all intentions to continue to do that. As a matter of fact, I ran the Rumson 5-mile race with adriamycin coursing through my veins because I felt like I could that day. And so I was at the back of the pack with my wig and my port, and I said, anybody else on chemo back here? And they all kind of looked at me and they said, what the heck is she talking about? And I said, trust me, if you're on chemotherapy, you'll know. So I ran the race. I finished the race. I was embraced by friends and family, and I continued to honor my body and do what I thought I could. Now, eventually, the chemotherapy leveled me, and I wasn't doing much of anything, including getting out of bed toward the end. But the reality is, I looked at that with the support of my husband and said, every day is a day of progress. The sooner I get through this, the better I will feel, and my journey of wellness will continue. So the radiation knocked me out at the end. I ran 9 miles after my last CyberKnife treatment. The radiation leveled me the day after because of the delayed onset effects, but I got back up the day after, and I went to Central Park, and I honored a group of Donalyn's Dynamos. They were friends of mine who ran the Moore Half Marathon in Manhattan for me in my honor because I just couldn't do it that year. But I just did it in 2008. So I'm thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled to now honor them in exchange for the devotion and the love that they showed me when I was benched and not able to run the Moore Half Marathon in 2007. So there's a lot of good things on the horizon. I'm staying forward moving. I'm staying positive every day, and I'm continuing to pay my journey forward. One of the things that I was able to do while the chemotherapy was leveling me, since I couldn't be physically active in my joyful state, was I was able to hook up with an organization that provides free fitness programs for cancer survivors. And the name of that organization is Team Survivor Tri-State, started by a woman, Ronnie Arnaud Blaisdell, out in Princeton, and as I mentioned, provides free fitness programs, yoga instruction, cycling, triathlon training, swim training, and I teach yoga in Monmouth County for cancer survivors. And we have grown the program tremendously in Monmouth County. We're continuing to do that so that women in particular can feel active, fit, healthy, and forward-moving through their chemotherapy, radiation, cyberknife, and cancer survivorship. I continue to grow that program today as we speak. I've worked with the American Cancer Society. It's been my great pleasure to be at the podium for them at various speaking functions, fundraising for the Hope Lodge in Manhattan, for instance, talking about the perspective of how cancer affects an employee. It's been a great gift and opportunity for me to be able to pay my experience forward in this way. I've been a model for the wellness community for the Deanie Goldsmith Center down in Eatontown under Eileen Winter's leadership. We're going to continue to do those modeling shows for women to empower them, to make them feel beautiful continually throughout their cancer treatments. I've just participated in a film that was made for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. I encourage you to go to my blog, which is at www.donnalynn.org, and you can get a full, lengthy description of the advocacy projects that I've been behind for the last year and a half to help survivors like you feel empowered and positive about all the good things that are in your future. So the last piece of the journey that has been very critically important for me, that's been a huge opportunity for learning, and this is the last piece of my journey that I'll speak about tonight, is the compilation of a team of holistic or wellness practitioners. I have a master's degree in finance. I started my career on Wall Street. I've been in the insurance and real estate business all my life. I am truly a left-brainer. However, I was gifted several years ago to study with a holistic MD in Manhattan and get a yoga certification. I was teaching yoga in the Caribbean when I was first diagnosed with the cancer, ironically. But I think I was supposed to be propelled to more right brain development, and that whole yoga meditation piece served me very well. And after the cancer, I thought, I need more of this. I need to learn more and grow this holistic wellness piece. And so I started studying things like raw food nutrition, enzymatic nutrition, raw food veganism. I detoxed and I participated in drum circles and acupuncture and reflexology. I attended a beautiful exercise class called NIA, N-I-A, which is a combination of martial arts, yoga, dance, and empowerment. And I still do all of these things to keep me steady and permanently on my path to wellness, because as my girlfriend in Manhattan says to me, who happens to be a psychotherapist, Donna Lynn, you've really got to dig deep and deal with those issues in your tissues. And so this wellness journey continues to enlighten me. It continues to profoundly impact me, because I realize that this whole cancer journey was probably very much laid in my path to propel me to this whole other area of learning so that I could pay it forward in some small way to alleviate the fear, alleviate some of the suffering of folks that were embarking on their journey or maybe haven't considered some of these alternative therapies. So it's a great pleasure of mine to be a resource for you. Let me hear from you. Please speak with me tonight after the presentation. I'm thrilled to be here. I am at your disposal. Please share your gifts with me. I'd like to close tonight with one of my favorite quotes. George Bernard Shaw said it better than no one. I live my life every day to be totally used up. I live my life every day so that when I die, I feel exhausted. And because the bottom line is the more I work, the more I give, the more I give, the more I live. I wish you all well. God bless you all, and thank you.